my brothers and sisters out there. Hope your Ramadan is a prosperous and a blessed one. YouTube, 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 YouTube. Um, Push this live stream out to the algorithm. Um, yeah, man. Push it to the masses. Let's have a great, great conversation. Let me put the AC on because it's kind of warm. Okay. Welcome, man. Afternoon talk weekly at 3:30 p.m. Man. I'll let you guys know if I don't. What's good, Ibby? I just subscribed to your channel too, man. Blessings to you or yours, man. We got a good show today, man. We are going to be talking about how there's been a shift in the world. Um, I know I said I wasn't going to talk about what's been going on, but I'm going to just touch on a few things of that later before we end off, and then the meat and potatoes of it all. We're going to talk about the importance of being kind to others. Yeah. Get some people in here. Hit the likes, please. Share this. Wait for so a few people to get in. It's gonna be a good one today. How are you, Ibby? First one in here, man. Appreciate you. How was your day so far? And we are on the road to 10,000 subscribers, people. 10,000. I'm trying to achieve that before the summer hits. I think we could do that, man. I think we could reach 10,000, man, before the summer comes. Good, good. That's good, man. Every day is a blessed day, man. Every day above ground is a blessed day, man. So many people worldwide didn't wake up today, man. So, um, yeah. Okay, hold on. We are gonna get this show on the road, people. Hold on. Like I said, the world is on edge, man. We're gonna be listening to a lot of a lot of content from people's POV. Then we can get you guys' own POV. No one can attack Pakistan. Do you know why? I don't know. I didn't know. Like, why is that? What makes them immune to any attack? I think any country, including our own, can be attacked. I mean, look what happened in 9/11. I mean, no one can. If Pakistan hits the button, everybody will. Mm, true that. True that. But it's like, I don't know, man. We'll talk about that more. But it's like, yeah, man. There's a lot going on. Um, a lot going on. Hit that like, people, when you come in, please. This is a safe space. Feel free to make fun of me, whatever you want to do, but as long as you're kind to each other in the comments, that's all I care about. Blaze with B, blessings to you and yours, Queen. Thank you for joining. Now, this afternoon, we're gonna talk about how the world is on edge. You guys can give me your POV. I'll definitely give you guys mine. Um, and we're gonna talk about the importance of being kind to others, man. You know what I mean? So let's get it right into it, man.
I feel like things have changed. Like we're not living in the same reality anymore. And I mean this when I talk about the world itself, and I mean this when I talk about people. This video is inspired by the thought of nothing really being 24 hours anymore, at least in my city, in my area. I remember when I was a teenager, We'd be ambitious teenage boys roaming the streets, staying up late, sneaking up.
Saudi Arabia and Dubai, I think, is planning bombs, so it looks like Iran is doing it. I wouldn't be surprised, man. I wouldn't be surprised.
Out. As I got a little older, if I had no work in the morning, I'd go shopping at Walmart 2 in the morning if I couldn't sleep. I'd go run to random stores late at night, go out to eat late at night with the bros. You almost can't do that anymore in my area. Nothing's 24 hours. Everything's just gay and stupid.
Do I gangbang? Welcome to the Daylon Sanders. Welcome to the chat. Blessings to you and yours. Um, you, why does it look like I gangbang? No, I don't. To each his own. I've never been in an organization or a gang. Never. And I grew up in San Diego too. To each his own, though. I was what will you call it? A freelancer. You know what I'm saying? I was a freelancer. No gangs though. I don't know how to follow directions. You know what I'm saying? And I honestly feel like my own gang would have had to do me in because I don't follow directions. You know what I mean? But to each his own, though. You know what I mean? To each his own. Civilian mindset. I'm a civilian, yeah, but I was in the street too. I participated in the street activities. You know what I mean? But in the gangland, gang world, no. That just like I said, to each his own. But that was not my cup of tea. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I moved to the beat of my own drum. You know what I'm saying? You'll hit 1K, brother. Stay consistent. Drop content. Drop content. Wolves Den, blessings, blessings. Let's go to 10K. Yes, Blaze would be. Don't judge us on. Did I just say that? Didn't I just say to each his own? Do you understand what to each his own means, Dalen? Come on, brother. Come on. Pay attention out here in these streets. To each his own. A lot of people are born into organizations or gangs. A lot of people, end up a product of their environment. You know what I mean? A lot of people they look for love because they don't have love at home, so they find it within the gang. You know what I mean? I get it. That's why I said to each his own. But me, I just move differently. And you would think I had every ample opportunity to join a gang or organization. I grew up in Cali, right there in the motherland of all of it. And I still chose to stay a civilian. But that doesn't mean I didn't participate in things. I did. I was outside. But like I said, today's show, this afternoon talks, is about the importance of being kind to others. We'll get to that later. And what we're listening to now, how there's a shift in the world. And feel free to talk about anything else you guys want to do. Oh my goodness. Are you really asking me that after I just told you I don't gangbang? I never gangbang. Where do you not understand, brother? Like, come on, brother. Like, straight up. Because there's a lot of educated gangbangers out there. Come on, bro. You, come on. What hood am I from? Come on. Yep, but go to jail and none of them will visit or put money on your books. Yeah, that's how it be. But let's continue on. I'm just wondering what hood you from, homie. I'm not from no hood, bro. I'm not from a gang. You know what I mean? I'm from Ann Margaret Rodriguez, who gave birth to me. And it was Allah's will for that to happen. That's where I'm from. That's the hood I'm from. My mom's womb, man. Sheesh. Now, let's play. I'll entertain you a little bit. Let's play devil's advocate. If I was to be in an organization, I would have been a 5'9" Brim. I would have did that because I was hanging around them in San Diego. You know what I mean? They're from the Shelltown section of Dago, 38th and Hemlock. They call it Brimlock. I would have definitely joined them. But, like I said, I stayed out of that because in the end, when it boiled down to it, I moved to the beat of my own drum. To each his own, though. This is not a knock. But I do what I want, bro. Not what I'm told. You know what I'm saying? Respectfully. Back to the content.
Everything closes early. And a lot of that is also because we have such a low trust society. In fact, a little side story, I had a 24-hour fitness in my area that I used to go to coming up like in my
You
late
don't gotta,
teens, early 20s.
you don't gotta,
Yeah, I
block his message. It's all right. It's all right.
had nothing to do. I'd go work out late at night sometimes just because the gym was empty.
Thank you.
That gym stopped being 24 hours before they closed completely because the zombies would come in and harass the staff at night. It was a regular thing. The
No,
zombies
it's all
would
good.
come in and harass the staff to a point where they couldn't be 24 hours anymore. A 24 hour.
Now, let's talk about the importance of being kind. I knew some Brims, though. Yeah, I know quite a few, coast to coast. But let's talk about the importance of being kind. What is your stance on being kind to others? You know what I mean? I feel like, you know, this is why one of the reasons, the main reasons why I made it to 40 years old, especially the life I was leading. You know what I mean? I learned early. You see, I have my scholar and doctorate on learning from other people's mistakes. You know what I mean? I've watched so many people become unalived and just get in a world of crap that they can't get out of because they didn't understand the value and the importance of being kind and being respectful. So I watched a lot of people lose their lives for that, you know? And I say like around 25, 26, maybe 27 years old, that's when I was like, you know what, Giovanni, we gotta be kind. Like we gotta like really, we want respect, we demand respect. You know how when you're in your 20s, you think you're invincible. We gotta give that out. You know what I mean? What you put out, what you pump out in the universe is what you're gonna get back. And depending what you're pumping out, depends on what type of karma you get back. You know what I mean? I'm a firm believer in that. You know what I mean? So at let's say 27, I was like maybe 25, 20. Who cares? Who knows? In my 20s, mid 20s to late 20s, I learned that it is important to one, not only be kind, but respect. Like let me point something out. Let me make an example. Say you're in the store, right? Someone bumps into you, even though you know it's not your fault. And I do this all the time because what? This saves lives, my life, their life, and just it saves a whole bunch of confusion. I say, my bad, my brother. That's my fault. Even though I know it's not my fault. How many times we see it countless times over and over again. People bump into each other and right there somebody ends up unalived or both end up unalive or that's the beginning of a war right there or a beef. You know what I mean? So in my mid to late 20s, I learned early and I was like, you know what? I need to respect because I don't know how I made it this far because I was disrespectful. You know what I mean? Especially if you wasn't respecting me, I was disrespectful. I'm petty. And I I like to call people's bluffs, especially when I was in the street. To this day, I kind of do too, but I simmer down a little bit. But it depending on the situation, I'm gonna call your bluff. I'm going to force you to live your raps, to live your captions, to come and do harm to me. I'm going to make you do that. You know what I mean? That's how I operated. You know what I mean? So I told myself, I'm like, yo, Giovanni, you gotta chill out before we we end up taking a dirt nap or we end up in prison forever or you know what I mean? So I started respecting other people, even when I felt I shouldn't have to respect them. Uh kind, you know what I mean? And years later, I'm 40 years old. You know what I mean? I've watched a lot of people lose their lives, man, because they didn't know how to respect people and be kind to people, bro. You know what I mean? I feel like not being kind and being disrespectful is the one of the leading causes of your demise. You know what I mean? Because a lot of people are not playing with respect, bro. A lot of people will unalive you for disrespecting them. You know what I mean? You don't know what people got going on in their mind, bro. This is why it's very, very important. This doesn't make you soft. I'm talking to my young kings out there and the young queens and anybody else that want to listen. That's my age or older. but you should know better. It is important to really respect people and be kind to people, man. That doesn't make you soft if you're kind to people. If anything, that makes you a man. You know what I mean? Because not everybody can sit there and just, especially knowing the type of damage they could cause. Not everybody can sit there and be kind. You know what I'm saying? And I pat myself on the back all the time. You know, I'm not perfect over here. I have my flaws. Believe me. I have a lot of work still to do. Even though I've come a long way, I have a lot of work to do still. You know what I mean? Every day I'm fixing myself. The way I think, the way I talk, the way I act. There's a lot of loose ends I still got to tighten up. You know what I mean? Before I level up. You know what I mean? Your self-awareness, you got to bring it from down here, and it got to be top tier. You have to take accountability. If you don't bring your self-awareness from down here, up here, and you don't take accountability, your life's going to be crap. Straight up. Do what I want, not what I'm told. About that. You feel me? Like, you feel me? Adam, blessings to you and yours. Harm reduction is part of kindness. Yeah. You're my favorite streamer, not gonna lie. Appreciate you, man. There's a lot of dope streamers out there, man, too, man. Worldwide, man. So that means a lot to me. Thank you very much. I hope I do not disappoint, man. Thank you very much. What was we saying? What was I saying? Sheesh. See? Another loose end I have to stop is smoking marijuana. I've been smoking since I was 18 and I'm 40. It's gonna be hard. You know what I mean? But inshallah, I'll get it done. But what was I talking about? Being kind, right? Being kind. Yeah, man. So it's like, I feel like it's important, man, to just bring your self-awareness. If you're not able to bring your self-awareness and hold yourself accountable, your life's gonna be crap. You're gonna be miserable all the time, on top of whatever else you got going on in your mind, in your life. You know what I mean? It's yeah. Yep. That's like saying hello to someone as you walk by walking the dog. Yeah, like, you know what I mean? It's easy as that. You don't know what that person is going through. You don't know if that day they woke up and they'd be like, you know what? I'm going to unalive myself and other people. And then by you being kind and smiling, be like, hey, recognizing that they're a human being and they're there, that just saved them and other people too. Let me tell you a story, you guys. When I was just living in the Bronx not too long ago, this happened 3 years ago. I'm outside of this studio that I used to attend and stuff, right? Um, and we was out there, we was smoking. Hold on. Never know what people really be going through, and they might need that hello from you. They may be thinking about ending their life, but you just made their day. You know? You know. I'm glad you said that because it fits what I'm gonna tell, what I'm about to say. So we're outside the studio. We're out there smoking, right? Here comes this woman, right? And she's hysterically crying, like snot, tears. Like, I did content on this. I'm gonna share it later in the community. You guys check it out. I'm gonna share it later, and I explain it. I explain a little bit more in there. I'll share it later. So she walks by us the first time, right? Mind you, everybody else is just looking at her like, you know how people are. You know what I'm saying? Um, and I'm the only one that really said something. When she walked by the first time, I said, hey, ma, it's gonna be all right. Don't worry. It's gonna be all right. And she walked by and she's like, okay. Boom. 5-10 minutes went by. Here she comes again, walking from the opposite direction. And this time she's even more hysterical. Like, you know what I mean? You don't know, like, and then when I said, hey man, like, are you okay? And she just willingly just went up to me and hugged me, and I hugged her back. I didn't even know her from a can of paint, and vice versa. She put a bunch of snot and everything all on my shirt, everything. She needed that hug. And little did she know, I did too. You know what I mean? Straight up, I needed that hug too. Because at that time, I was I was at a crossroads in my life. Like 3 years ago, I came at a crossroads. Like, I didn't know what I was gonna do. I had a choice to make. And little did she know she helped me too, but never mind me. And I held her and I hugged her and I just told her like let it out, just whatever. You know what I mean? And then she got off and I told her, I was like, hey man, it's gonna be all right. You've been through worse and look at you, you're still standing. It'll be all right. And she went on her way. Whatever, I saved someone from dying. He was on a bridge and I gave him $100. This is why you are blessed, Ibi. This is why you are blessed, man. Let's help. Let's subscribe to Ibi's channel, man. He's almost to 1,000 subscribers. Let's help him get monetized too, man. You know what I mean? Ibi, you got to drop content though. And listen, I'm glad we brought this up. To all my up and coming content creators, do not let the views discourage you. Do not. You know how many times when in the beginning I sat there and I pumped some content out and I didn't get no views? Or when I used to do Nightcap, starting Nightcap 3 years ago, live, nobody will be watching. I'll be in there talking to myself most of the time, but I still did an hour, a half hour, or an hour better live stream every night that I was scheduled to do it. You gotta stay consistent. You gotta stay in people's faces. Eventually, people will catch on. You know what I mean? In the beginning, unless you get lucky, it's going to be a slow grind, especially if you decide to be your authentic self. And then on top of that, you decide to push positivity and give belt to ass to what the majority of the human population think it's cool. It's going to be a slow grind. Hence why I'm only at barely 4,000 subscribers. And I've been having this channel since what? For 4 years now. Technically, I had it since 2019, but I started my YouTube journey 4 years ago. You know what I mean? It's because I am my authentic self. What you see on this camera, I'm the same person off the camera. That's number one. Number two, I push positivity. Number three, I give belt to ass to the bull crap. You know what I mean? To the bull crap. And the majority of the masses, the human population, thinks it's cool. You know what I mean? They don't like it that I give belt to ask to what they think is cool. You know what I mean? So it's a slow grind. You got to know what you signed up for. And you got to have tough skin. You know what I mean? Because not everybody's going to like you. Not everybody's going to like what you have to say. Not everybody's going to like what the content you're pumping out. But don't worry. Like-minded people, your subscribers that are meant for you, they're going to find you. Hence, how you guys are here right now. You know what I mean? Like, we all like-minded people in here. This is why you guys subscribe and hit that bell to my channel. This is why you guys tell other people about my channel. And let's go back on that. I sound like a broken record with this, but I need to bring this up since we're talking about, since I'm talking to you up-and-coming content creators. And understand, right, that it's up to the subscribers, the people. This is why I feel like it's very important to always be honest with your subscribers. Be transparent. Be relatable. On a global scale. Think global. Because they're the ones that's going to help you. Like, you guys are going to help me get to the top where I need to be. This is why I'm so transparent and so honest with y'all. You know what I mean? Because the nerve I would have, right? Not being honest with you guys, and you guys found some things out about me, and then you guys helped me get to the top. You guys have feel violated. You guys have feel like, wow, he lied. Why he couldn't just tell us this? You know what I mean? This is why I do what I do and how I move the way I move online. You know what I mean? Be transparent, be consistent, be relatable, and be honest. And I highly recommend it, to each his own. You want to have a gimmick, you want to put on a mask when the camera turns on, that's your right. But I highly recommend, in a world where 98% of people are living a lie and wearing masks and having a gimmick, I'm being extra, I would say 70% of the people. It's refreshing to see somebody come along and be their authentic self. So I highly recommend that you be your authentic self when you're doing this. You know what I mean? It's a slower grind, but in the end, when I make it to the top, in the end, I'm going to be like, I did this being myself, my authentic self. I did this being transparent. I did this being honest to the people, to my subscribers. You know what I'm saying? What do we got? I have you, let me see. Your top 5 movies. Okay. I have 100 subs. Let's go, man. You need 9 more 100 subs and then 4,000 public watch hours. This is why it's important If you don't want to drop regular videos, drop a bunch of shorts. Eventually, they'll add up. You know what I mean? The content too. I would do content and shorts. Just drop them. Find a schedule and stick to that. You have to. You know what I mean? It only took me 7 months to get monetized. You know why? Because I did 7 days and 7 nights of content, podcasting, interviews, hood vlogs, regular vlogs, all types of things, food reviews, gaming. Now to answer 14-day scandal. Shout out to you. Blessings to you and yours. Welcome to the channel. Your top 5 movies. My top 5 movies. Let me put up something up real quick. Movies are trash nowadays. All right. So my top 5 movies. Wow, that's a good question. I would have to say first and foremost, Taxi with Robert De Niro. And it's not in order, man. I'm gonna just say my 5 favorite movies. Taxi. Let me see. Wow, there's so much. I'm a movie buff. Like I love so many movies, great movies, man. I can't just say 5. But you asked 5, so I'll give it to you. Taxi. I know I keep saying that. Shoosh. The Green Mile. Beautiful movie. The book is even better. What else? Paid in Full. Dang, that's a good question. Cause I'm such a movie buff, like I can't just sit here and single out all the movies I love, but need more people like you in the world. I used to be a piece of crap, man. Trust me, I've changed. But I agree, man, because I am a good person, man. I'm a dope friend to have. I'm a dope person, man. And I'm not just saying it because it's me. All right, so Taxi, The Green Mile, Paid in Full. What else? What else? What's that movie? Oh man, he put me on the spot. That's a good question. What's his name? Buddha, the cheat code. Oh, we'll set something up, bro. We'll set something up for another time to get you in here. Let me mod you up. Scarface. And let me throw in Look Who's Talking. Look Who's Talking. I brought it back when I was a kid. I used to love that movie as a kid with the babies talking. I used to just be obsessed with those movies. But yeah, man, that was a good question. 14-day. Dang. Put me on the spot. If you can you shout me out on your channel for subs? Of course, man. I'll look through your content like I did to Rides with Kyle. I helped him get a few subscribers. You know what I'm saying? And I'm glad you brought that up too. I cannot wait till I'm like where I'm supposed to be at in this content space, and all I have to do is be like, hey, people, follow this person, subscribe to this person, and boom. I'm not saying I'll change their life overnight, but I'll at least get the ball rolling. Or I listen to someone's music and I say, hey, this is from so-and-so, and boom, their thing skyrockets. That's going to give me so much pleasure than me buying a watch for myself or buying a car for myself. Like, I'm a pleaser. Like, disclaimer, I get off by pleasing. Like, I'm a pleaser, bro. Like, you know what I mean? It's just in my nature. Like, you know what I mean? And it's like, I can't wait till I'm in position, man. For real. To really, really, really help others, man. Globally, too, on a global scale. You know what I mean? That's one of my main goals. My main goal. But yeah, man, like, you got to have tough skin, consistency, and I got to take my own advice when it comes to the consistency part. This is the most consistent I've been since I first started my channel. Usually, and this is another reason why I got to take accountability too. This is another reason why I don't have like 10, 15, or 20,000 subscribers like I should right now. Probably more. Because on top of me, sometimes when I get into my depression, I suffer bad from depression, I lock myself in a mental prison. And I'm going to be honest with you guys. There's a part of me, a big part of me, that wants to go back in that mental prison. Because I have a few things going on. You know what I mean? I want to not do this. I want to deactivate my Instagram, my TikTok. I want to just go ghost off YouTube. I'm just being honest. And look, this is the part of me being transparent. How many other people can relate to this globally? See what I mean? The importance of being transparent and honest with your viewers. They're going to respect that, man. Because there's so many people that get in front of this camera and they put this facade on like their life is so peachy and perfect. And that's not the case. Like, I love my life. I'm blessed. But I can make it a lot more better. And for those that are around me. You know what I mean? So let's talk about depression. With the state of the world and the country, how is you guys' mental? I want to, enough about me. I want to know about you guys. Like, how are you guys feeling today? How is your mental today? You know what I mean? Like, what's going on with people? How do you guys, what is your vice? And, like, what is your go-to, meaning when you're in a depressed state or when you don't want to be bothered? You're sick. I hope you get better, brother. Stay in the house. Drink a lot of fluids if you can. And just, yeah, man, stay relaxed, man. And don't overthink. Because when you're sick and you're over there overthinking and worrying about stuff, that's just going to keep you more sick, I feel like. It does to me, that is. Sheesh. But yeah, man. Now. Oh, wow. This phone died. Sick. Man. We just got another 30 minutes, people. While you guys are answering that, let's listen to Mr. Joe Rogan. This is one of my inspirations, too, of podcasting. I mean, Mr. Joe Rogan. Now, Mr. Joe Rogan, he's going to speak about the importance of being kind. We're going to go back to being kind now. I mean, because that's on the topic today. And I told people that I wouldn't be sitting here beating a dead horse about what's been going on with Iran and all that, even though before I end it off, I'm going to touch on something before we end it off. But, yeah, here we go.
Football season's over. Oh, come on, buddy. You still got basketball.
The Joe Rogan Experience.
But I just think, I mean, it's a fucked up thing. I mean, it's a weird thing to say, but I really think we all collectively, as a species, need to emphasize and learn how to be nicer to each other. Nobody teaches you that. It's rare. They teach it to you in school, be nice.
Well, not for nothing. My Umi taught me that. I mean, my mother, she taught me. We all learn this in the household. If you have parents that care, they're going to teach you that. Before I learned that before I learned English. Be kind to others. Do unto others. You know what I mean?
When you go to offices, there's,
Thank you. You have no idea, B.
That you're supposed to.
You'll learn.
Even,
you will learn.
Like
in due time.
An emphasis on kindness and just being friendly. And I think that doesn't.
And hold on, big disclaimer. Yes, it's important to be kind, respectful, but don't be a sucker. Don't be a doormat. Don't be a doorknob where everybody gets a turn and do whatever and say whatever to you. Have a backbone. Have self-respect. You know what I mean? There's a difference between being kind and just letting people stomp all over you versus being kind with, what's the word I'm looking for? Boundaries. You know what I mean? When people see that you love yourself and you have boundaries, they're going to think twice of playing with you because they know what's going to happen after. There's going to be a situation after. You know what I mean? Go ahead and play with somebody that loves themselves and that has boundaries and that knows their worth. Good luck with that. Versus to somebody that's just, okay, I'm going to turn the other cheek. I'm still nice. You know what I mean? Big disclaimer. It's important to be kind, to love people, respectful, but yeah. Yes, Monday through Friday at 3:30.
Diminished
And Tuesdays and Thursdays and Fridays, Nightcap with Friends, the best podcast at night at 8 p.m.
competition. Like you can be friendly and kind to people that you're competing with as hard as you can. That's also a thing that you find in jiu-jitsu. Guys who are just trying to kill each other all the time are like really close friends.
Yeah.
It's there, bro. Just check out the playlist under Nightcap. And then yesterday's of this segment, it's under Afternoon Talk. Check it out, brother.
really close, and very competitive. Like, motherfucker, I'm getting you tonight. And no, bitch, you're not.
Right.
Like that kind of shit. But friendly.
Well, because there's a safety, because there's rules.
Yes.
And in the workplace, the rules are much more nebulous. And what you do to get ahead, kissing a boss's ass, sabotaging a project, is that part of competitive, or is that over the line? Whereas
I think that's over the line.
Called on a foul.
Yeah, sabotaging a project. God, imagine working with somebody and they're sabotaging what you're trying to accomplish.
Yeah.
Go to the boss and talking shit behind your back about your project and what you're trying to achieve.
Yeah.
Blah. That's one of the most soul-sucking things.
Oh, no. Oh, I think you're delayed. Are you delayed? What do you say? But I feel that for sure. Oh, you're probably delayed. You heard what I said. That's a part of me that want. I'm being honest. Be like that sometimes. It's like that a lot for me. You know what I mean? And it goes back to my depression and childhood trauma and all that. Like, I suffer bad from it, man. I beat myself to the ground. Metaphorically speaking. You know what I mean? And I beat myself so much. Like, it's good. I always say this. It's good to beat yourself because that shows that you have awareness, self-awareness, that you're living wrong and doing wrong and something's wrong. But don't beat yourself so much that you can't get back up. Don't beat yourself so much that you end up locked in SEG, in a mental prison. Because I freaking locked myself underground in a force field, Fort Knox locks, all types of SEG mental prison, and I'm there. Some people's vices to deal with depression is alcohol, drogas, food. Mine is I cut the whole world off, kids, everything. You know what I mean? That's how I'm able to cope. And I've always done that my whole life. You know what I'm saying? And I got to learn how to deal with that. You know what I'm saying? If I got to go talk to somebody or something, you know what I mean? And this helps me. This helps me with my mental. Me going live or doing content and giving out, passing out virtual hugs and pumping out positive energy to the world. And I could be dying inside, metaphorically speaking. Going through it, and you would never know it unless I tell you. Journaling, smoking, making money, being creative, music, taking drives. Yep. Booking a trip. Mike Johnson, the soul that recognizes its own infinite potential must navigate the accumulation of worldly weight by treating each day as a deliberate step toward liberation. Shout out to Mike Johnson. Blessings to you and yours, King. For the unwavering vow to one's purpose is the only fire capable of burning through the karmic dust that obscures the dream. Shout out to Mike Johnson, man. Straight up. Yeah, man. It's like, I don't know, man. I suffered the bad depression a few years ago for a year straight. Happy I'm still here because it was deep. Yeah, man. Depression is universal. You know what I mean? And I feel like mental, even though May's coming up and technically is Mental Health Awareness Month each May, and I guess it was founded in 1949 or 42. If I'm not mistaken, somebody look it up. I know it was 1940 something. Mental Health Awareness Month was funded in May 1940 something. But I feel like mental health awareness should be every day, not just once a year. You know what I mean? Because nobody's immune to it. I don't care what anybody says. Oh, I don't get depressed. Oh, da-da-da-da-da. Yeah, maybe not as more than others because everybody has their own forecasts, right? Everybody's storm is different. You know what I mean? So it's like, bro, what are you? Unless you're a robot, then you do suffer from some type of mental disability, bro. Like, we're human beings, bro. You know what I mean? It's just what it is. Facts. Been there, too. I'm a tougher cookie now. Yeah. That makes you tougher, too, especially if you got to, endure stuff alone most of the time, and you got to dig yourself out because, you could have loved ones around you, and they could encourage you, but it has to start with you. You got to dig yourself out of that mental prison. They could only do so much. Your loved ones around you that care, they could only do so much. It has to start with you. It has to start within. And I'm not saying these are facts. I'm just going off experience and my logic. You know what I mean? Nobody can help me. Nobody can get me out of the mental prison when I'm in it but me. You know what I'm saying? Like, Highly selective in boundaries all 2026 and beyond. Yes. Straight up. I totally agree. You know what I mean? That's another thing. I'm repeating what I said before, but not this one, but other contents I've done. When you're going through it, right? You know, I feel like it's very, very important to isolate yourself. And then if you don't want to isolate yourself, be selective on who you have around you, because if you're around toxic, negative people or people that trigger you, it's just going to intensify what you got going on mentally, spiritually. You know what I mean? And it's going to be all bad for you and whoever else. And then you're potentially going to sit there and blow up on the wrong person, or just blow up and then end up in a world of crap that you can't get out of. You know what I mean? So I feel like it's important, man, to when you're going through it, I recommend you quarantine yourself. But if you are because there's people out there, granted, and this is not a knock, but there's people out there that don't want to be alone, no matter what. No matter what's going on mentally, whatever, there's people out there that just refuse to be alone. You know what I mean? So I'm talking to them people. Be highly selective on who you have around you when you're going through it. Me, I'm blessed to be able to, like, I could be alone. You know what I mean? And that comes from a lot of childhood trauma. You know what I mean? That I'll speak on another time. You know what I mean? And I'm here for you guys too, man. You deserve 1 trillion subs. No, I don't want 1 trillion. I just want enough subs to have the endorsements come in. You know what I mean? That's where the real money is. You know what I mean? And I want enough subs so people globally could get to see this channel and I could help them too, man. The transcendence of bodily and mental affliction is achieved by isolating the eternal radiant soul from the density of physical decay. Allowing the heavy weight of depression to dissolve through the cold, effortless you know what I'm saying, of life. Hey, are you some type of professor, Mr. Michael Johnson? Shout out to Mike Johnson, man. I'm gonna mod you up. You don't have to even subscribe yet. All right, listen, people that are coming in, don't subscribe and hit the bell to my channel yet. I want you to do your due diligence and do your homework on me first. Check out my playlist. My playlist is a 5-star buffet. There's something there for everybody from all different walks of life, globally. Then you decide if you want to subscribe and hit that bell to my channel. And then you tell other people about this. That's what I really want. You know what I mean? But wow, Mike, you very knowledgeable right there. Very, very intelligent brother right there. Yeah, man. I think it's very important, man. I'm blessed to be able to not mind if I'm alone. You know what I mean? I feel like that makes you stronger. And then when you're ready to jump back out in the world, you got Teflon. You got Teflon armor. Like, there's just a force field around you. Like, it's like all the negativity is just bing, 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 bouncing off you. Like, that's how I feel. Every time I come back from a detox, if you want to call it, or me quarantining myself, and I get out of that mental prison, I just come back full throttle. I'm out there running laps, metaphorically speaking, like with the content, like, you know what I mean? Yeah, man. I don't know, man. I'm just a dreamer, man, and definitely optimistic. You know what I mean? I just want world peace. I know we could probably most likely won't ever get that, but at least let's be cordial with each other. At least let's be kind to each other. You know what I mean? I see a lot of my fellow Muslim brothers and sisters out there laughing at, Jewish kids being bombed and innocent Jewish people being bombed. I'm like, dude, we didn't like it when they were laughing at us. How does that make anything better? You know what I mean? That we're laughing that innocent kids and innocent people are being bombed to death. We're no better than the other people that were laughing at us when it was being done to us. You know what I mean? It's like people are so... I'm surprised the whole world ain't blind. You know that saying, an eye for an eye? I'm surprised the world is not blind, because it's like, it's crazy. The stuff I seen today. You know what I mean? The stuff I seen today on Instagram. In the comments too, all that. You would think these people wasn't practicing Islam. That's not Islam. Laughing at innocent people being bombed and children especially. That's not Islam. You know what I mean? And not even just not Islam, that's not being human. That's being a monster. Laughing at innocent people being unalived while they sleep, while they're just going on with their daily life, and boom, everything turns black. We got to do better as a people, man, globally. And let's talk about another thing, since we're on that topic. You know what I mean? Got a few more minutes left. I would say like another 20 minutes, if that. Do you guys notice the big trend now of when there's something going on, what do people do? Instead of helping the person or what they do, they pull their phones out. What are you guys' thoughts about that? Me, personally, I hope I don't ever run into no situation like that, that, God forbid, somebody's, you know, being unalived or losing their life and people just pulling their phones out. I'm going to be breaking people's phones. I'm going to be that one person smacking people's phones and smashing people's phones. And I'm not even a tough guy, but these work. You know what I mean? And I'm not going to stand for that. You know what I mean? That's crazy work. They wouldn't want that happening to them if they were the ones on the ground bleeding out or their family members. You know what I mean? This is the part that I feel like social media is shaitan, the devil. You know what I mean? It's crazy what people do for just for a few clicks and views. You know what I mean? People will do anything for clicks and views and for a little bit of popularity for online, for a little 15 minutes of fame for online. They ruin relationships with good people. They go against their morals and integrity. You know what I mean? The devil lived, we are now. The devil's alive and thriving. You don't see what's going on every day in the world? That's the devil's work. You know what I mean? Sheesh. But it's like, what are you guys' thoughts on that when this a traumatic event happening, people just pulling their phones out so they could be the first ones to post it and get likes and get shares and go viral? You know what I feel like? What's going to happen? One day, if not you, somebody that's dear to you is going to go viral. They're going to be people pulling their phones out while they're bleeding out or whatever's going on that, you know what I mean? And this goes back to what we were talking about earlier. Do unto others. You treat people how you want and you and yours to be treated. You know what I mean? What you pump out in the universe, you're going to get it back. And if you don't get it back, the people you love is going to get that. People don't understand that. It's like, that's just the way the world works. That's just how God works. That's just how the universe works. You know what I mean? What you do, what you pump out to the universe, it's going to come back. And depending on what you're pumping out, is depending on how much you get back. You know what I mean? Yeah, man. What about done? Got another 10 minutes. What else you guys want to talk about, man? I was just freestyling. I'm glad I didn't really talk about. Oh, you know what? Let's talk about one more thing. Since I know I said I wasn't gonna. You know what? I'm not even talking about that. We did a good time without talking about what's going on across overseas. Solitude and stillness act as the gravity that pulls the soul into the radiant, silent center of life. I do not understand that. Break that down for me, brother. What happened to my comment? What comment, bro? I don't know. You're a mod, so nobody could mess with mods' comments. Not even another mod. Yeah, man, but yeah, tonight, no, I'm not going live tonight. This is, so tomorrow though, you guys stay tuned. 3:30 for another afternoon talk. I'll probably have somebody on here. You know what? I'm gonna have people on here. I'm gonna have the link for tomorrow, and whoever wants to get on, you troll me, debate me, we could do that. I'm gonna have the link, and people could get a good 5 minutes on here, so we could give people a turn. And that's what I'll do tomorrow afternoon. for Afternoon Talk. But tomorrow night, 8 p.m. Eastern, stay tuned. Episode 107 of Nightcap with Friends, the best podcast at night, powered by Smoking Politics with me and Headliners Entertainment. I will have a special guest co-host, Coast Guys, up-and-coming musician from the good state of Maine. I think he's from Portland, Maine. Yeah, man, go look him up, man. Coast Guys, man, is a good musician, man. He's definitely on his way. I interviewed him a couple times on Nightcap. Yeah, only 20% of the Iranian populace supports the continuance of the Islamic Republic. Yeah, listen, I'm not saying that, Ayatollah was a good man. Maybe to some people he was a good man, but he did a lot of wrong. He slaughtered a lot of innocent people, and mainly they were children. I mean, because they had different views and beliefs than he did. You know what I'm saying? But how it was done the wrong way. You know what I mean? And why it was done? Because, this is the Epstein Wars. This is what it is. Everybody that's for this is definitely in them files. You know what I mean? So it's like, and it goes back to what I've been saying. Bibi has information on Trump. This is why he walks him like a dog. It's not rocket science. It's simple mathematics, people. You know what I mean? And yeah, I'm done talking about that. I talked about it for a whole week straight. And when I'm not doing content, I'm still educating myself and watching what's going on because I do care, because it affects the whole world, including us. So I don't want to keep talking about it because in the end, when it boils down to it, and it sucks to say this, but I'm gonna keep it real with y'all. You could always know where you stand with me, and always count on me to tell you what y'all need to hear, not what you want. We can't do nothing about it but doing what we're doing and talk about it. That's it. That's the only thing we could do. Disgusting how people record but don't help. Yeah. I think you have a delay. I think she has a delay on me. Delay. Take the live and go forward. She's definitely commenting on things I said a little bit ago. But hey, yeah, you're right. It's disgusting how people record but don't help. Yeah, I don't ever want to see that because I'm breaking people's phones. Straight up. I'm going to go viral for being that dude breaking somebody's phone. You know what I mean? And then we can hit from the shoulders right after that. I just want there to be peace in the Middle East. I want it to be peace in the whole world. I want it to be peace in this country. We're so divided. We're more divided than ever before. This clown in office is just... Yeah, man. I just want world peace too, brother. Believe me, you. If I had it my way, it'd be world peace. There would be no more hunger. There would be no more homelessness. Everybody would be achieving their goals. Everybody, the wrongdoers, will get held accountable no matter what status you are, what family you come from, how much money is in your bank account. You do wrong, you get wrong done to you. You get held accordingly. You know what I mean? That'll be my world. You know what I mean? But, hey, it's not my world. I just live in it. You know what I mean? And what I could do is just do my part and wake like-minded individuals up globally and just do my part, man. That's all I could do. We can't do nothing. We can't overthrow the government. We can't do any of that. You know what I mean? So what I encourage my listeners and my viewers and my subscribers and the people that support me and my platform, we just do our part by conversating and just being kind to others and educating ourselves, man. The Lord loves balanced scales. Yeah. But, hey, that's what we call balance in the world, man. We have the yin and the yang. You know what I mean? It has to be balanced. It can't just be one thing, one way. I mean, I get it why there's good and evil, why there's rich and poor, why there's people eating and people dying of starvation. I get it. But it's like, do I agree with it? No. Do I want to accept it? No, I don't accept it, but I have to. It's just the way of the world. That's just how the world is. It's life. Do I wish I could change all of that like this? Yes. If I could, I would. We wouldn't even be having this conversation. We'd be having a whole different type of topic, talking about other things. How good the world is, how good society is, how rich everybody is. You know what I mean? That's what the conversations would be. But it's like, That's just not the case, man. We have what we have, and in the end, we are blessed to still be here. And I always say this: we are living in beautiful, crazy, nasty, amazing, interesting times. What a time to be alive. What a time to be a content creator. Yeah. Be from the world, not of it. Yes. Facts. I live in this world, but do I indulge in what the majority of the population indulges in? No, I don't. I don't fit in. I definitely stand out. And I've always been that way ever since I was a little young boy. I always stood out. I never was in the business of fitting in or following trends. I'm a trendsetter. You know what I mean? You know, I know there's so many YouTubers out here, right? But I guarantee you I'm in a class all by myself when it comes to my platform and the type of content I put out. Just check out the playlist. It speaks for itself. You know what I mean? And check out my earlier content before I was monetized versus to now that I'm monetized. You know what I mean? I've been monetized for 3 years. You know what I mean? You know, a lot of YouTubers, they have a different, they do things differently before they're monetized versus, and then when they're after they're monetized, they change up their whole thing. I'm still the same person. I'm me on here. You should make your own hashtags, to be honest. In due time, I will. In due time, man. Maybe the people will do it for me, man. When I earn that right, in due time, I'll have everything, man. Everything I'm supposed to happen, it's going to happen in Allah's will. It'll happen. Keep lifting people up. The world needs this most. Yes. And you too, Mike. Everybody in here. Like, the only people that are in here that been conversating is what? And I said this before. Like-minded individuals. The ones that are not like-minded, they get the hell on. They troll and they get on. You know what I mean? And I don't care if there was only one person in here. Once upon a time ago, I was only chatting to myself for an hour plus. You know what I mean? So I'm blessed that, 8, 9 people were in here. The most we had in here was 20. You know what I mean? I'm blessed. You guys could be doing anything else on this beautiful day out here. But you're here conversating with me. That means a lot to me. I do not take that for granted. You guys don't have to use some of your blessed 24 hours to come in here and take an hour and a half of your time. An hour and a half of your blessed 24 hours to come over here and entertain what I got going on. You know what I mean? In due time, brother. You do as well, man. You as well, man. We'll get there, man. We'll get there. And you know what, Ibby? If you want, right? You wanna co-host with me Friday night, 8 p.m. on Nightcap? Let me know. But I gotta get your Instagram. Follow me on Instagram and comment on my last post and be like, hey, it's Ibby. And then I'll follow you back, and then we hit each other in the DMs, and then we go from there. Let me know, because this will be another way to help you push your channel out as well. You know what I mean? 2 more minutes. Anybody else want to say something? Tune in for tomorrow, man. I will have the link up here for afternoon talk. Anybody that wants to join, you got 5 minutes on stage with me. Talk it out. You want to disrespect me, whatever, we could do that. You know what I mean? We're going to entertain tomorrow. We're going to have fun tomorrow, like for real fun. No more serious talk. We did that all week. The wound is the place where the light enters you. Rumi. Who was that? Free Palestine. Yes, free the whole world, man. From the Zionist pigs. Because they control the world right now, man. Well, the Western world, that is. They definitely have a freaking strong and their foot on the Western's neck for shit show. This is definitely the Zionist states of America. I would be canceled if I was already up right now. You know what I mean? They would cancel me. They'd be like, oh, he's anti-Semitic. No, I'm anti-Zionist. I love Jewish people. This is why I always say I'm a Muslim. Saying this. It's wrong for my fellow Muslim people to sit there and burn the Israeli flag. We can't condemn a whole group of people, a whole nation of people for the handful, Bibi and his pigs, AIPAC and Zionists, for what they do. Just like we don't want the rest of the world condemning us for what this deteriorating orange fool in office and his administration is doing. Bibi and the AIPAC and the Zionists are a bad representation to the Jewish people. And this orange decaying president that we have and his administration is a bad representation of the American people. Facts. It's not rocket science. This has been another episode of Afternoon Talk, man. Love yourself. Be kind to others, especially when you don't have to. That's the biggest flex. And I'll catch you guys tomorrow, man. Tomorrow afternoon and tomorrow night, man. Feel free to binge on my playlist and check it out, man. I highly recommend. Ghana. Oh, yes. Oh, thank you. You came in. Hidden Tyranny. All I see was, before we end off, I was looking for it. And I put, look. Let's see. Hidden Tyranny. The book. Oh. Hidden Tyranny. Oh, okay. The Hidden Tyranny by Benjamin H. Friedman, right? 1961. I got it right here. Damn, I'm going to be working tomorrow, but I'll catch y'all another time. It's okay. You're here. You're a part of the fam. You're here. And you ain't going anywhere. I'm definitely going to listen to it. It's 46 minutes. I'm going to listen to it, and I'm going to do my homework on it. So, Ghana, I will give you my POV on it. The PDF downloads quick. Okay. I'll look that up. Thank you for coming because I finally got it. All right. Blessings, everybody. See you guys tomorrow afternoon and tomorrow night. Tomorrow afternoon, 3:30 p.m. Eastern, and tomorrow night at 8 o'clock p.m. Eastern. Blessings. Love you guys. Love yourself. Be kind to others, man. Peace.